Chapter 10 free version program to simulate a circuit's function. There is no time limit of use of this free version, but only 50 components can be used per circuit, and the library of components is much smaller than the purchased version. The free version user still has a complete test bench setup with oscilloscopes, power supplies, volt, amp, and watt meters, pulse generators, signal generators, resistors, capacitors, inductors, connectors, and wires for building and testing circuits of simulation programs. The first page shown is what you will see when you go to the Spectrum website. The second page tells you what to download and points out key pages in the user guide and reference manual that you may want to refer to for a better understanding of the circuit simulation program. Now, let's build and test electronic circuits simulation program. When you call up the program, you get a tip of the day display. I close it and begin showing you how to wire up the circuit. You can have the simulation program running while watching this tutorial and pause and minimize the tutorial and do the circuit wiring in incremental steps, or wait until the circuit is wired, pause and print out the circuit diagram to use as a guide when you create it again on your program. We go to select the grid. There we see the grid outline. That's still not large enough, so we'll increase it to there. Now we go and find switches. So we go to component, we come down to animation because these switches will be able to be changed by double clicking on them. We pick single pole, single throw. And now we will line these up. We'll start here. We place the first one. We come down and click the second one. This will continue until we get to 10. All right, and I can come back and find the one that we mispositioned. I just click on it and move it a little bit, and it's now in the right position. So the next step is I will put grounds on each of those. So I go up to the ground symbol, select it, bring it down. I keep doing this step by step. I hit escape. Now I can go back. There was one that was out of place. I will move it to the proper place. And that's done. Now I will add wires to that. I hit the wiring symbol. I click. The idea is you click here and pull the wire down and add it. We'll go and start adding them here. So I'll go and pick the resistor symbol. I bring it down. The resistor is in the wrong orientation. So what I do is I put the left mouse button down and hit the right mouse button, and it changed position. Now it wants a value. I'll put in 1K and click OK. And so there is a 1K resistor. It's not in the right spot, but I'll take care of that later. I'm going to bring this one over and put it right there. I OK it because I want it to be 1K. And I bring the next one over, do the same. And I want 4, so this is the last one. I do escape, and now I can move the mispositioned resistor to the right spot. I'm going to add some wires, so I hit the wire symbol. I take this wire and I run it from there to there. Take the next one, and then from there to there. Again, I put in the other wires. There was no need for you to watch all of that because it's so repetitive, but that's the last wire. So now I hit escape. I'm going to go back and put in some more resistors. So I go up and click on the resistor symbol. I bring it down. It's in the wrong position again. I bring it over here. Left click and then right click, and I'm going to use 1K in this place as well. It's in the wrong position, but that one I put in the right position. I will continue down here. I use this scroll on the mouse. The other resistor to where it should be. There. I need a voltage source, so I'll set that up now. Bring it over here. I set it, you can see up here, to 5 volts. And that does it. Now I have a 5 volt source. I hit escape to get out of that. I'll put a ground on it. Click on the ground, bring the ground down, hook it up, escape. Now I need to do some wiring. So the wiring symbol again, I click it there, and I bring it over here, and I take it past all of those resistors and unclick. Now I have to hook up the other resistors as well, so I bring it over here, and I bring it down, and I will stop here. That hooked all those up. I will scroll. I'll bring it on down here. Stop. I'll scroll some more. Bring it on down. Unclick, and it's all hooked up. Still more wiring needed. I bring this down. I don't want it to hook to any of these wires. That's why I'm stopping it, not connected to any wire. To have the decoded value represented. Now I escape, and we're going to go back and get a diode, and we find that up on the toolbar. Click on it, and it turns out this is oriented in the right way, and so we set it there and do a click. We'll pick a 1N914. Okay, that. So we have the diodes that we need. And so we come down. That's going to hook up to switch 1. This is going to hook up to switch 3. I okay it again. And the next one, scrolling, is going to hook up to switch 5. Okay, that. And we see how this is going. There you can see we've added a couple of diodes there. We're going to come down and we're going to add this one to 6 and 7. We're doing this because this is a requirement of the code. And the last one down here is connected with 10 for this particular part of the code. Now we start back up at the top. And we come over to this one, and we're going to hook that up to switch 4. So we have 3 more to add. We're going to add this to 8. And then this one to 9, switch 9. And this one to switch 10. And we escape. And we can see that we have hooked up these diodes in the necessary way for the decode. We have a little bit of wiring to add, so we go up to the wiring icon, and we start adding the wires that hook these to the switch lines. Click, hold, and unclick for that point. So we're down to the last two wires that we have to add. That is added. I hit the escape key. We now have our completed circuit. So we're now ready for testing. What we need to do is add node numbers to this so we can set up our testing. So when I click on that icon, notice all the node numbers appear. So we now have ways that we can identify nodes for the transient analysis. So we go up here and hit analysis, and we pick transient. Now we have some numbers here. This is implying that we need 4 different graphs, and these are the nodes. There's a little discrepancy here. We'll fix that in a moment. And over here we have time. Time doesn't matter very much because these switches will be in various positions constantly. This is the range of each plot. 7 volts maximum from 0 to 7 volts with 1 volt increments. So that's what we will see on our graphs. The nodes of interest are 11, 13, 14, and 15. And we'll close this switch by double clicking on it. We've closed it. Now we'll go to transient analysis again. Now we want this to be 11. That's node 11, 13, 14. We want this to be 15. And those should be the nodes of interest. So now we will run, and we see that the 2 lower bits, 11 and 13, are low because the switch through the diode is pulling it down, and the other 2 are high. And you can go through and change the switch positions, run the analysis, and you will see this. To get out of the transient analysis mode, click on transient again, come down and exit, and you're back to the original schematic. This gives you an idea of the power of the program, its analysis capability, the kinds of ease with which you can put a circuit together, that you can find components and so on. For Tutorial 1, we have come to an end.